So, Call of Cthulhu new game. Um, I've heard a lot of good things about it. I tried starting it and had a couple of issues like to start my stream and stuff, so I restarted it. So chapter 1, Pierce Investigations Agency, Boston. Boston, 1924. Edward Pierce, veteran of the First World War, drowns his memories in liquor and sleeping pills. He's now a private detective who has trouble finding a case able to lift him from his torpor. Pierce must find a new case quickly or risk losing his license. If I am mad, it's a mercy. May the gods pity the man who, in his callousness, can remain sane to the hideous end. H.P. Lovecraft. Oof. Kind of gross. I wouldn't fall asleep there. Why didn't I wash my hands first? So I found the couch. Before they even explained it. Do I go to the left or the right? Guess I want to stick to the shadows. So Ace interacts. Don't see anyone. A bolt cutter. Is there anything here? Just more boxes. Yeah, up here and away. What the hell was that? So it uses the item automatically, okay. Okay.
What a putrid offering.
That music is kind of... Why would I hold it to run?
Everything has already
Is that me? No. Okay.
I hate whiskey.
Why do you drink it then? Pierce Investigations Agency. My private detective agency contracted to the Wentworth Detective Agency. After the Great War, I decided to set up in Boston where there is no lack of work for guys like me. One small-time case follows the other. Adultery, settled scores, disappearances that are not actually disappearances. The old office couch is less comfortable than a real bed, and I should probably get rid of these empty bottles, but this place is mine for the moment.
I wonder why I still take these things.
Sleeping pills. The doctors prescribed them when I returned from the war. They swore that they would put an end to the nightmares, but for a while now their effects have been wearing off. It does say use with caution, so if you look at it.
Been too long since I've slept in a bed.
Hmm.
Been a while since I jotted down something other than my nightmares.
The doctor can well repeat to me that I no longer need my remedy to keep my memories at bay, but I know that if I stop, the memories will return. One of these mornings I probably won't wake up. Despite the treatment, I again hear voices in my dreams, but they are different, unknown. They seem to surface from unfathomable and ancient depths. What nameless creature is calling me? Let's turn that off.
Natural sciences, linguistics, archaeology. A good old story of blackmail in a speakeasy.
The bar owner who hired me didn't like the way I closed this case, but when you're already outside the law, there's not a lot one can do against a private detective who's got proof against you. Solved case.
Married woman runs off with her girlfriend. The husband couldn't understand it.
The husband never understood that his wife had left him. He kept on calling me weeks after the investigation had been closed. Is there anything else? Here. Nope.
I used to be an avid reader. The Wentworth Agency doesn't attract top-notch cases. I have business here to attend to.
Yeah, the telephone.
I'm listening.
Are you Edward Pierce, private investigator contracted by the Wentworth Detective Agency?
That's correct.
Hello, Mr. Pierce. I'm Lucy Sherifield, in charge of investigators over at Wentworth. I'm calling because of a problem with your file. A fire has destroyed some of our documents.
Is that right?
I'm so very sorry, but I have to collect your personal information yet again.
Strength. Strength represents your ability to call on your physical power. Improving the skill increases your chance of forcing doors or mechanisms, or of using violence, physical or verbal. Medicine represents your medical knowledge. Improving the skill increases your chance of determining the dosage of a drug, of making a diagnosis, or of expressing your understanding of a medical problem. Investigation represents your investigating talents, which is kind of normal. Analyzing a crime scene or an object and picking locks. Occultism. Improving the skill increases your chance of determining the use of an origin of occult artifacts. Its psychology is human behavior, motivations of a person. Oh my god, okay. Spot hidden represents your ability to find hidden objects. Improving the skill increases your chance of finding hidden objects, and undiscovered object will not appear in game. I think maybe that would be smart to increase. like that. Eloquence represents your ability to influence those you talk to by your power of speech. I think occultism might also be smart to have. Like that. Medicine. I'll just put that there. Do you really want to validate? Yeah. Oh my god, sister.
May I raise a sensitive question?
What's wrong?
As you know, we wish to closely monitor the progress of our contractors. And it would seem you've been accepting fewer new cases.
Work is scarce.
Mr. Pierce, you know as well as I do, there's never been more investigative work than now.
But are those cases worth it?
They're worth not losing your license. Show yourself worthy of the Wentworth Detective Agency, and we might keep you on the payroll. Mr. Pierce, are you still...
I'm coming.
Sir, I came here on the advice of a person whom I hold in high esteem, and I must say that I expected anything but a drunkard's lair.
Is that not the thing from our
You're
dream
free
on
to
the
leave
painting?
anytime, sir.
Do you know to whom you speak?
Stephen Webster, industrialist and art collector. All of Boston knows you.
Tell me, Mr. Pierce, are you capable of handling a new case, or are you simply a deadbeat inebriate?
If you come to me, it means you're desperate.
Nobody believes me. They take me for an old fool. Sarah, my little girl, she is dead. Even you must know of her. She was Sarah Hawkins.
The painter? Yes. Everyone knows her work.
The police accuse her of killing her family. They all died in a fire. Sarah, her husband, and Simon, my grandson.
I can't do anything for a woman who is already dead.
Find out the truth. They say she was mad, but I know that's a lie. She would never have done such a thing.
But if you have no proof...
I've brought all that I have. Look. I want you to look carefully at this painting. Tell me all the assumptions that come to mind.
What am I supposed to find?
Tell me if this is the work of madness. Or if, on the contrary, you manage to detect some logic, a rationality to follow so that I may understand it.
Is that all you want from me?
Yes, please.
All right. I'll look at your picture. That's all you've got? The painting?
I placed a file on your desk. It contains everything I have on the affair.
A strange picture painted by Sarah Hawkins a short while before her tragic death was sent to her father just after the artist died. He is convinced that she is the sender. He brought me the painting so that I could examine it. Stephen Webster, the wealthy industrialist, came to my office. He wants me to reopen the Sarah Hawkins case, who died in a fire alongside her family. Let's look at
A warehouse on Darkwater. Some sketches of the Hawkins family. Rather thin.
a shipping label. Some of it is unreadable, but I can make out part of the address: Warehouse 36, Darkwater. It says that the fire started in the dining room and claimed the whole family. The police decide on a domestic accident, but they nevertheless insist on Sarah Hawkins' mental frailty. Why? An article written about the marriage of Sarah and Charles Hawkins, a businessman from the island of Darkwater. They live a recluse life there with their only son, Simon. Hmm.
Its strange beauty isn't enough to hide the feeling of dread it carries.
So, Mr. Pierce, what do you make of these elements?
The sender's label mentions Warehouse 36.
That's right. It came with Sarah's last painting.
And you think your daughter could have been the sender?
That is what you must find out. Go to Darkwater. Find Warehouse 36.
Her husband was a big deal on the island. But the police are sticking to the accident theory. Though they mention Sarah's mental state was fragile. I believe you are right, sir. This case is not as simple as it appears.
I am aware of that. I believe there is more to this case than just an accident.
Darkwater. Never heard of the place. Where is that?
It's a small, remote island off the coast of Boston. Sarah lived there with her son and her husband.
I suppose you want to ship me off there.
Darkwater holds the secret regarding my daughter, Mr. Pierce. You must uncover it.
You must tell me if what the police suggest about the state of your daughter is true.
No. Sarah had visions. Everyone knew that. She never would have hurt a fly. She only thought she saw things.
Saw things? What do you mean by that?
I never knew what she meant by that. My daughter was an enigmatic figure, Mr. Pierce. You must find out the truth about her life and death.
Hmm.
I think I'm beginning to understand.
I'm willing to do anything for my daughter to recover her honor.
Quiet down. I'm on your side. Let's sum things up. An artist dies with her family in a house fire. Your only clue is a sort of promontory painting sent from Darkwater right before her death.
Correct. And the rumors about her supposed folly.
Which you don't totally deny.
Find that warehouse. Find out the truth regarding Sarah Hawkins' death. You'll be handsomely compensated.
All right. I'll take the case. I'll go to Darkwater and look into the death of your daughter.
Thank you, Mr. Pierce. I didn't expect any less coming from a man in your situation.
Something's queer. But it's not like I have a choice.
Bookcase.
I think I've got a book on Darkwater is off the coast of Boston. But I've never heard of it. According to this book, it was often mentioned during whale hunting times at the end of the 19th century. But it seems to have been shunned since then.
Darkwater Island has been inhabited since the 14th century and is still rich with the many memories left by its lost tribes. But don't let the romanticism of these moving evidences of such naive and primitive beliefs fool you into forgetting how violent their gods were. A gigantic creature still ornates the walls of long-abandoned caves. Was it a sea or a dream god? No one knows, but today's inhabitants, the sons and daughters of the proud whale hunters, still remember the mysterious and tumultuous story of their small land off the coast of Massachusetts.
All I have to do is go to the port. I just hope that I can find a boat able to take me to Darkwater.
Nothing else left, I guess. What's this? The Learning of Medicine, Volume 1. A dense work aimed at interns and young practitioners. This first volume lists all illnesses known in the civilized world.
I used to be an avid reader. The Wentworth Agency doesn't attract top-notch cases.
I have to hold it, okay. Sarah Hawkins case. Peace took the Hawkins case. The cursed artist is accused of having caused a fire that killed her and her family. As the only clue, she left her father a disturbing painting. On the shipping label and address, a warehouse set on the docks of the island of Darkwater. The place seems to be the starting point for Pierce's investigation. I've heard the name Darkwater before, but I'm not sure where. Hello.
Ah! One second. Need to swap. There we go.
Hello, Milan.
Hello. Hey there. And second, Discord is being derpy.
Is it because you can still hear me out loud or something?
Yes. There we go.
I'm streaming thingy, what's it called? Call of Cthulhu if you wanna watch along.
Cthulhu with call.
Yeah, you can choose via YouTube or via Steam.
Oh, check.
It's a cutscene now though. So for a short recap, I'm a private eye, and someone came and contacted me about the death of an artist, her father. They all died. Her and her family died in a fire, but she sent a disturbing painting to her father right before she died. And on the package of the painting, it said Warehouse 36 or something like that at Dark Waters. So that's where I'm going now.
Almost there.
And that person just said we're almost there. I recognize the name Darkwater too. From where to? Call of Cthulhu.
Tends to be Cthulhu's table. Ah! No.
Stay on board. There's guys coming to unload. Welcome to Darkwater Island, Mr. Pierce.
Why, thank you, Captain Fitzroy.
So, what wind brought you?
Does the Hawkins case mean anything to you?
A sad story that we would all prefer to forget. Charles Hawkins may have been a landlubber, but he was a good
A landlubber.
And his wife, Sarah Hawkins.
nice young woman, and a great painter. What a tragedy. You know what? Go have a drink at the Stranded Whale. What you need is a good pick-me-up. Mitchell may not be very welcoming, but his bar holds a surprise for you. As for me, you'll find me at the Harbor Master's office.
So that's the Harbor Master's
It's the
office.
Hawkins family that brings you here. I have a pile of documents that should interest you.
Okay.
Understood. I'm going for a look around the docks.
Okay, so on the approaches to Darkwater, I saw thick clouds masking the sky. They were so low they seemed intent on impaling themselves on the sharp reefs that circled the island. Fitzroy, the captain of the only tub that manages to float to the mainland, offered to help me. He may have documents that belong to Charles Hawkins. Advised me to visit the bar, a little pick-me-up. The fishermen gathered around a carcass of a dead whale. And then the documents he's offered to share with me.
Hey, Sullivan, can't you go any faster?
You seen how old this thing is? Forcing too much will break everything.
You can't do that. But it's only a fish. A fish? You've got no idea. Don't badmouth what you don't know, or you'll pay for it for sure. Okay, that's enough. Step back and let us do our job.
That's no way.
The blood is just beginning to coagulate. It died a short time ago. Only a specialist would know what killed it.
Don't put that beast back in the water, you shysters. You're crazy. The same goes for you, sir. Move along.
I'm looking for this address. Warehouse 36, Darkwater Harbor.
Ah. And so who are you?
I didn't introduce myself. Edward Pierce, private detective.
In any case, it's not very important. I can't answer that.
You can't? Or you don't want to?
Oh, no. I'm not getting into those games, me. Now, please, allow me to do my job.
You can't understand. You're not sailors. It's a sign. There's something coming. Something real bad.
Don't put that beast back in the water, you shysters. You're crazy.
It's kind of dark here. This has a green glow to it. Nothing here. Let's first go up here then. Get the documents.
This blackboard hasn't been used in a long while. The Scylla. It finished up beached at the entrance to the harbor. I wonder what Captain Fitzroy has got to say about this human cat.
Captain, the terms of our agreement are clear. Keep your man under control. You cannot afford to provoke us. No need to answer this message. Just make your payment to the carrier, cat. A threatening letter.
Broken. This place seems half abandoned.
I've brought out the Charles Hawkins cargo manifests. They're on the table next to you. But in truth, you're likely to be disappointed. When you're done, come join me on the deck.
The table next to me. Oh, there.
These manifests are signed by Charles Hawkins. But that's all I'll get from them.
Only a few dates are still legible. 1890, 1907, and the partial dates. The rest of the documents are blacked out. Who would want this information to be hidden? Is there anything else interesting here? Second volume teaching ethics and good practice to medical staff. I'm progressing my medicine or something. Wait, there's sanity levels? Okay.
Well, it is a Cthulhu mythos.
Sanity. Confident in
Yeah.
your abilities and your Cartesian mind, you conduct your investigation by sticking to the facts, your convictions, and your perception of reality. But it seems I suffer from nightmares, a mental trauma. one of the survivors of the Lost Battalion, American units that suffered heavy losses from enemy and Allied artillery fire, forced to hold their position for several days surrounded by the bodies of their fallen comrades, without food or medical supplies. The soldiers were considered as lost by their fellow countrymen. Pierce is traumatized by these events. He consumes sleeping pills and liquor to ward off the nightmares that haunt him. Okay. The case, inventory, clues. Then the family, inhabitants, places, and then occult. Okay, so this art piece is the one that I got, by the way. You'll probably see it come up in the stream in a bit. Art of Sarah Hawkins, intuitive and visionary artist for some, overpriced imposter for others. Sarah Hawkins leaves nobody indifferent. This mysterious and reserved painter offers strange images with violent colors and wild strokes. If her paintings are testimony to her vision of the world, then the world of Sarah Hawkins is a portal open to other dimensions. The island of Darkwater, it would seem that the world has forgotten the very existence of this isolated rock off the coast of Boston. It is a small, inhospitable island whose coastline is made up of steep cliffs and sharp reefs, and with the only one outlet to the sea. It is mainly inhabited by the descendants of whalers who set up a supply post there in the 1800s. It was hit severely by the collapse of this activity. I think that the only venture on the island that is still profitable is its medical substitute. At your entrance to the port of Darkwater, one still passes in front of the shells of the Scylla, the last whaling ship to have brought back a catch. Sailors wander the docks looking for some small job for the day. A gang of bootleggers has set itself up there and is gnawing away at the territory of Captain Fitzroy, the last sailor to own a boat capable of making the round trip between the island and mainland. Here the golden age of whale hunting is but a distant memory. What's this? No, I can't examine it. Nothing else.
This man and Fitzroy could be twins.
In this photograph, a man who looks like Captain Fitzroy is posing on the bridge of a ship. He has a wooden leg.
What a macabre souvenir.
What is... Oh, the wooden leg of the picture. And a harpoon as well.
From here, I see everything that goes on in the harbor. The hard-working lives of my sailors, the fights of the stranded whale. Even the antics of these wharf rats don't escape me.
It's you who lays down the law around here.
Oh, I wouldn't go that far. I'm just the last serving captain on Darkwater. Tell me what I can do to help you.
I'm just back from the wharves. The dead killer whale is unsettling the sailors.
Ah, yes. Us men of the sea are superstitious folk.
The police took the decision to put the killer whale back into the sea.
You've got to understand them. They didn't know what to do with it.
I think that was a mistake. Who says that whatever caused those wounds is no longer in these waters?
You think we should have kept it?
To look into the real cause of its death, at least. Killer whales don't have many known predators.
That's true. And normally, they're not found around here. But, you're gonna take me for a fool.
Give it a try.
Have you heard about the depths? Trenches that plunge into the earth and that shelter creatures unlike any other.
You're talking about mythology.
Indeed, you're right.
I was looking at your photograph. One of the man in front of the book.
Ah, yes, I can see the one you're talking about.
Interesting resemblance. I thought it was you, but with a wooden leg.
And for good reason. That's my father in the photograph.
Your father?
John Fitzroy, captain of the Scylla. His wooden leg is here. You can go and see it if you're interested.
I found a threatening letter signed by a certain cat.
What? I don't mind you visiting my harbor master's office, but I'd prefer if you didn't go through my affairs.
Are you being blackmailed?
Not exactly, no. That shyster wants to make us pay protection money.
With any success?
I wouldn't say that, but she terrifies my men as much as her own.
Can you not do anything to stop her?
Don't you worry about that.
Your manifests have been blacked out. They're totally unreadable.
Yeah, I saw that. I've got no idea who did it or why. I don't remember having countersigned anything special enough for someone to hide it.
And why obliterate the dates, as well as the goods stored in the warehouse?
You mean that the dates have some meaning?
I know that Charles Hawkins was descended from a family of shipowners, and the island's fishing industry was hit badly.
Indeed, we specialized in whaling, but no whalers went out to sea after the miraculous catch of 1847.
So where did the Hawkins family get its money?
Well, from what Charles inherited, I presume. Although these dates on the manifests could indicate that he had contracts of another kind.
With whom, I wonder? I'm looking for Warehouse 36. Do you know where it is?
Look, it's right there. The warehouse is opposite the jetty. You can't miss it.
Okay.
Understood.
You know who the building belongs to, don't you?
It belonged to the Hawkins family.
Precisely.
I think that somebody here wanted me to search this warehouse.
I think that's everything I can.
I shall be on my way.
So come back and see me when you've got something new.
Definitely will do. Got a new objective. So just the bar is left then. Nothing from the documents, but he already said that, so it did confirm what he was suspecting. We need a way to get into the warehouse, so let's first check out the bar, I guess.
Prohibition is just a joke around here. That suits me fine.
Prohibition, was that when you were not allowed to drink?
Yeah.
Back in the day, when everybody started doing
Well,
moonshine?
Pretty much weren't allowed to sell alcohol and all that.
Oh wow, very friendly. Spitting on the floor in front of me.
Hey, be careful.
I bet that woman is Cat.
Let's get
Catherine.
another drink.
In my bar, we don't serve troublemakers.
Pure instinct. I behaved like a Hun, and I sincerely apologize.
Veteran, huh?
307th Infantry Regiment.
Oh. Well, that'll be okay for now. But the war is over. Try not to forget it.
I'm here for information, not for a fight.
I prefer it that way. Speak then. I reserve the right to answer or not.
What do you know about the Hawkins warehouse?
If I were you, I wouldn't hang around there.
Everybody's scared of the
Why not?
warehouse.
First off, there are rumors. Sailors from around here say you can hear noises coming from the warehouse at night. Screams, that sort of thing.
Screams.
And that's not all. There's the fate of its owners and all the superstitions that go with it. But I'll say no more. Anything else?
I didn't expect to find alcohol on this island. What's the source of this miracle?
You mean who? Our source of supply wouldn't like me to betray them to the first comer.
I'll tell nobody.
She'd know it anyway.
Cat.
Anything else?
The stranded whale. I guess this bar has been here a long time.
What can I tell you? I'm a nostalgic sort of guy. The name, it reminds us of the golden age of dockwater, when our whalers left for long months and came back sweating and stinking of the oil and flesh of the whales they'd been hunting.
It was a tough time, all the same.
Ah, but steeped in glory. We've never known such wealth since then.
What can you tell me about her?
We all knew she was famous on the mainland for her paintings. Never understood why. Then, I don't want to speak ill of the dead.
In case they come back.
Her vision. Was it so terrible?
Way I see it, the truth is really a question of point of view.
What do you mean by that?
Do you still trust the truth after a bottle of whiskey?
Her style made her famous. How would you describe it? Torture?
Yeah, well, it wasn't normal. I mean, for a young woman with a child and all that. We saw them in the papers and we said to ourselves, who can paint such things? Is that how she sees the world?
So they made you feel uncomfortable.
You need to see them for yourself. Make up your own mind.
I already saw one of them, but
I've got what
it's...
I need.
Anything else?
What can you tell me about her?
We all knew
Oh,
she
but
was
no, no, no.
I've got what I need.
Anything else?
Shouldn't
That'll be
drink.
all for now. The miraculous catch. Apparently, the most significant event of the last 80 years.
The Skilla returns to port to save Darkwater from famine. We have given up hope. We had, given up hope. The crew of the Skilla, or what remains of it, returned to Darkwater port late on Tuesday afternoon. The locals immediately rushed to the docks to welcome the last whaling ship on the island. People were amazed at the sight of the unbelievable catch the brave vessel had on board. Of a size that went beyond that of a formidable toothed whales, the cetacean, is that how you say it? That is already being called the miraculous catch, covered the whole deck and parts of it were hanging over the side of the ship. The surviving sailors told a frightening account of their perilous catch, but also of its meat, unmatched in its quality and plentiful nutritious benefits. There is no doubt that the immense size of this whale will allow numerous inhabitants of Darkwater to feed themselves, bringing an end to the famine from which part of the island was suffering. Warehouse for rent? Mr. Max is putting his warehouse up for rent from June for fishing, workshop, or storage activities. You can contact him, blah blah blah. Special event evening at the Stranded Whale. To celebrate the return of our brave whalers, all the staff of the Stranded Whale invite you to an exceptional and free tasting event. Come with your family or with friends to taste the miraculous catch. Each person will leave with a bottle of oil, so don't hesitate. It's actually quite nice. Seeing as oil was quite important for like several things. Let's go talk to this guy first before I go talk to Cat, because I'm pretty sure that's Cat.
Nightmares. Can hear things and voices whispering. Will follow its reader and appear at various locations, gifted with its own consciousness, until it finds a new reader.
Look at the markings on this guy's arm.
What you looking at, stranger?
The clientele is predominantly male.
Tell me something I don't know.
I meant nothing by it. I'm just wondering what a woman like you is doing in this flea trap.
And I'm wondering what could be going through the head of the chump who goes to disturb her. Let me drink, stranger.
Definitely Cat. So this thing that the other guy mentioned is nightmares. It's something inside the mental trauma chart. Let's see if we can get inside the warehouse.
What could have done so much damage?
You can't understand. You're not sailors. It's a sign. There's something coming.
There's someone over here. Can I talk to this person?
Where do you think you're going?
I thought that the Hawkins case had been closed.
That's true.
So what are you doing on guard duty in front of this warehouse?
Who's asking the questions here, the cop or the tourist?
What more can you say about the death of the Hawkins family?
Not much more than what everyone knows. I wasn't on the case. They were all burnt to death, right? Up at their place.
The whole mansion went up in flames.
Don't get it into your head to go wandering around up there. It's dangerous.
What do you mean by that?
The only one left there is old Silas, and the accident has affected him badly. He can be unpredictable, especially if a stranger starts poking around the property.
Is he a danger to the public?
No, he's in his own home. Do yourself a favor. Leave him well alone.
There's a lot of people around.
How could you be dumb enough to leave the entrance to the warehouses unguarded?
Keep your voice down. Why not go and shout at the cat while you're at it? I don't want to end up with her little knife under my throat.
It's a stiletto, you idiot. And with that smell on your breath, I don't give you much chance anyway.
Hmm. So they're guarding the entrances and exits.
You saw what happened with those sailors. Don't hang around here unless you want trouble with the bootleggers.
This warehouse looks abandoned. Why does it interest them so much?
No doubt a question of territory, but I ain't asking. You want to know more, go ask the captain.
Good. Thank you. I've seen the kind of messages their boss sends. You're not scared of her.
Of course I am. Everyone's scared of that woman. She's not interested in small fry like me. You, on the other hand, nose around too much, you'll have dealings with her.
I shall take my leave.
This activates a
handle.
mechanism.
It must come from these old winches.
What is with the thing at the bottom left? This part enables heavy loads to be lifted.
This ratchet device seems to be usable. A whale vertebra. If the newspaper clipping in the bar is true, this bone is a real fossil.
Nothing else. Oh, something over here.
An old cogwheel. Rusty, but in working order. I could use this old winch to lift the grating. Looks like everything is in its place. All I have to do is turn this handle.
That's actually interesting. That's an interesting way of doing these puzzles. I can't fall off, so you can't just jump off by accident, so that's actually also good. Preventing me from plummeting to my death like I'm very prone to.
Understand.
You're mean.
Yep, I know.
Smoke. It's coming from this oil. I hope it's not toxic.
At least I'm not setting everything on fire with my lighter. Oh god, this makes me feel uncomfortable. Water up till the neck. What the fuck? You'll see. Okay. I expected something to happen. Why did that scare me?
This is primitive.
Primitive. Huh. It's a little abrupt though, like the way it suddenly just faces you forward, so you climb the thing. I do want to turn off my lighter. How do I do that?
Ugh, this place stinks. What is the connection between this place and the Sarah Hawkins case?
Oh god. Bright.
What is this picture of Charles and Sarah Hawkins doing here? Is this one of Sarah Hawkins' paintings? It smells as bad as it looks. Who has enough money to buy painkillers but stays in a place like this? Can't sleep. I know how that feels. Le Petit Parisien. Who might keep a news clipping about Sarah Hawkins? The glass is shattered, like someone smashed it. Was it before or after the removal of these bandages?
Ah, bright again. Bloody bandages.
Someone has settled in here. And whoever it is has something to tell me about the Hawkins case. Is there anyone in there? You! Don't move! Detective Pierce. I told you to stay away from this warehouse.
Hmm.
You seem like a competent officer. We should help each other.
You're trying to manipulate me, Mr. Pierce. I hate to be taken for a fool.
All right, Inspector Lestrade. Let me take a more direct approach. Can you explain what this painting is doing here?
This strange portrait. Wait, I know it. It was in the Hawkins mansion when we came to investigate the fire.
So you confirm that it was removed from the crime scene? Interesting. I'd like to go and see the mansion now.
Of course. You want to go back along his trail? I'd like like to understand how this painting made it to here. Come on. My car's parked down the way. Andrews, would you please shut the door? Now open your eyes, damn it. This guy went right under your nose. God damn it. Her again.
Cats.
This case has nothing to do with you, Baker. Clear the passage or I'll shut you up for obstruction.
Officer Bradley, you've finally grown a pair. Too bad you're too fat to see them down there.
Why, you?
Come on, keep the smile. You don't want to force me to widen it.
Okay, I get it. Can we go to the mansion now?
Who the hell are you? What were you doing on my turf?
Your turf, excuse
I've got
me,
my
it's not
eye
your
on you.
property.
We'll meet again.
Is it far, this mansion?
Look behind you, at the top of the ridge. You see the building? That's the Hawkins mansion. Come on, we got some driving to do.
Some. That seems like quite a while. Especially if you want to get there safely. Okay, so chapter 3, Garden of the Hawkins Mansion. Bees managed to get into the warehouse. The place, thought to be abandoned, revealed some surprises. Signs of recent occupation as well as a partly charred painting. Interrupted in his search by Officer Bradley, Pierce convinced him to join his investigation. The police officer is willing to drive the detective to the Hawkins mansion. Ominous trees. There was someone watching.
Well, here we are, Hawkins mansion. The place has been abandoned since the fire. There's only old Winchester in his hut.
I see no scorched trees or fire damage on the building.
You're pretty damn observant, ain't you? The fire was quickly contained. Old Silas acted as soon as he could.
Not soon enough to save the Hawkins.
They were trapped in the drawing room. And don't go troubling Silas anymore. His guilt torments him enough as it is. Are we gonna take a closer look at this mansion, or do you have other questions?
Your partner, Andrews, warned me against him.
You managed to get something out of that bum? I'll end up asking you for advice.
He talks too much. He inferred that old Silas was slightly unhinged.
That's not far off the mark, I suppose. But kinda unfair at the same time. You know, Silas Winchester has been working for the Hawkins family as far back as I can remember. Charles was like a son to him. The day of the fire, he lost his whole family. So he's got nowhere to go. And, as you'll see, in a way, he's still watching over them. Is there anything else you want to ask me? Or do you want to go up there?
You're the one who looked after the Hawkins case.
Don't think I was trying to hide it. It's just that this discovery shakes my convictions.
That's why you're so keen to find out who removed the painting from the mansion.
Yes. If something escaped us, or if there's been a law enforcement error, then it's up to the police to make good its mistake.
That's
Anything
true.
else?
You won't get me to believe that it looked any better 3 months ago.
It's a very old building, you know? Its foundations would probably date from the arrival of the first settlers.
It's got nothing to do with Charles Hawkins' debts.
Ha! You've already begun to nose around it, would seem. So, since you already know it, the Hawkins family couldn't afford the upkeep of this house. It remains to be seen what they did with all their money. I wager it was Charles Hawkins' travels. Let's go up there. Unless you still have questions.
I prefer to be prepared if there's going to be trouble.
It's a wise attitude. But apart from old Silas and some rotten floorboards, there's nothing to worry about.
Could he be a problem?
Strictly speaking, he ain't dangerous. But since the tragedy, he's been a little touched. Though he's a remarkably sturdy man, given his age. A true force of nature.
A sad old man doesn't worry me.
Gee, if you don't want to listen to my advice, we might as well go. Right?
Night falls quickly here, and I want to be able to see when we arrive.
I'll go with you, if only to reassure Silas.
Why not? You can help.
Right. Let's go.
I'm pretty sure in the cutscene someone was watching from behind a tree. So the police agent goes that way. I want to look over here. Chairs and stuff just fallen over. Is there anything on a balcony? No. Oh, what's this? Small wooden whale. A figurine of a whale carved from wood. It's the sort of toy that sailors made for their children. Nothing else. Nothing amongst the rubble either. Nope.
Recently fallen. It's as if all life has abandoned the place.
The agent didn't wait at all. Just walked away.
Bradley was right. This place is much older than I imagined, but the architecture seems too recent.
I laid me down and slept. I awaked, for the Lord sustained me. Psalms. Nothing else. What's over here? It's all barred up.
I'll have to find another entrance.
The music kind of sounds eerie already. Why would someone have so many, like, tables and stairs?
This entrance is still in use.
Just in case you guessed.
You were trying
Silas.
to force the door, you nosy prick.
Easy, sir, all right? Put down the axe.
You know what we do with rubble like you? We gut them. Dump them into the ocean.
Whoa. You're Mr. Winchester. Lower that axe. Let's talk calmly.
I'll show you how we have it out on dark water.
Sarah Hawkins' father sent me here to investigate the death of his daughter.
Webster, huh? I understand how he feels. But me, I want the dead to rest in peace. And that means kicking the ass of gumshoes like you.
Why would you not want me to help understand what happened here?
I've got nothing to hide. Tell me what you're doing here. And no baloney.
The police report describes a domestic accident. But Stephen Webster has several reasons to believe that this may not be the case.
Webster is as stubborn as an old mule. And I did tell him that we should let the dead rest in peace.
He wants to restore the reputation of his daughter. I just need to see where the fire started.
The mansion isn't safe. You would break your neck as sure as you're trying my patience right now.
That's why you barricaded the entrance.
That's right.
And this door?
It's locked. And I make sure it stays that way.
No one lives in the mansion, and you don't take care of it anymore. If you have a good reason to be here, I'm listening.
There's vermin. I keep an eye out.
Vermin?
Yeah, that's it. Vermin.
Right. This is what we're going to do. I go inside, and I promise that I'll hunt vermin. Okay with you?
I'm not sure.
If there's nothing else to fear, you can give me that key.
Right. Take the key and do what you have to do. Go on then, just to get rid of you.
Let's see what more I can learn from this mansion.
Okay, well, he scared me. Let's first explore a bit more, because that guy just kind of forced me towards that exit, entrance, whatever you want to call it. There's a gate here.
This gate is locked.
Can you hear the goats? The goats. My god, goats! Flying goats! Can you hear the ducks passing over? Melon.
Yep, I can hear.
What's this? Nothing. Old guy's house.
I know a thing or two about solitude myself. Rather Spartan. The caretaker has simple tastes. The poor wretch seems to spend the best part of his time isolated from the world. Bourbon. Empty, of course.
Why would I break into this guy's house, though? Don't understand why I just moved that though.
Because you examined?
No, but what's the point of moving it if I'm not gonna do anything with it? I'm gonna go back up to the house.
Piers, shall we enter? Now that you've finished your fun and games with Silas, we can perhaps inspect the mansion.
You're right. Let's go.
But I didn't do anything over here yet where you were, dude. So, if I remember correctly, the police agent, instead of going towards the house, he went towards somewhere else. Let me go and check that out first, because there might be like hidden clues or anything like that. Well, that music wasn't ominous at all.
The flowers on Sarah Hawkins' grave are fresh. Charles Hawkins' grave. Who could have done this?
I told you. Silas Winchester is still watching over the Hawkins family.
I must say, it's pretty gloomy.
So, Detective, does this place inspire any thoughts?
Why were they buried here?
I was given to believe that it was Charles Hawkins' wish.
Strange idea. I imagine Webster wasn't too pleased.
Mrs. Hawkins' father? It's said that he's devastated.
Let's go to the mansion.
Please give me a minute. I didn't expect to set foot back here after the
Poor
burial.
kid.
What kind of deranged individual would defile this sanctuary? And steal a burnt painting? I don't see Silas doing such a thing. Let alone allowing it. Even that broad baker is above that. Lord, have pity on this poor family.
There's nothing else here. So, yeah. Let's go and see the house.
Let's take a look inside.
I'm with you.
Hawkins Mansion. Pierce and Officer Bradley explored the gardens of the Hawkins Mansion. The family lies in the graveyard of the property, guarded by Silas Winchester. The old caretaker, still faithful to his employers, keeps watch on the place armed with his axe. Pierce and Bradley manage to calm him down and finally get hold of the key to the Hawkins Mansion. They enter the building looking for the scene of the fire. The picture next to it is totally not ominous at all, especially the person on the right, the shadow you see.
Follow me. I know the place. Who left this light on?
The Last Supper of the
Ooh,
Hawkins.
God.
What does this tell me?
Again, the blinding white coming.
What kind of meat is this? This place is for the head of the family, Charles Hawkins.
That's for the
boy
child.
was probably here. Smashed his plate on the floor.
And then the woman would sit on the other side.
Sarah Hawkins didn't eat. Was it because of the meat or something else?
I think they had
Something
a
happened at the
fight.
An argument?
Ink.
Hey, Pierce. Daydreaming again?
Working, officer. This dinner table tells us a lot about the Hawkins family life.
Well, we don't have all day. The scene of the fire is next door.
I just saw like white flashing around. Is there anything?
Sarah Hawkins and little Simon. The perfect picture of the middle-class family. Sarah Hawkins and little Simon. The perfect picture of the middle-class family.
Nothing here.
Hello.
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 You almost scared me.
Should I just go? Ooh.
Charles and Sarah's wedding was painted by Sarah herself. Was Charles Hawkins some kind of explorer?
Charles Hawkins poses like an explorer in front of exotic ruins. Aren't these just like the pyramids of Giza or whatever it's called? It's common knowledge that he wasted away his fortune on expensive trips.
Too much rubble. I'll find an easier way. Let's see if I can find something the cops missed.
So it's like very blinding white.
The child's corpse left a trace. Where are the others? They had a fight. Why? Did Sarah Hawkins lose one of her shoes? How? Was Charles Hawkins a heavy drinker?
I guess that should be everything.
If the painting I found on the docks really came from here, how come it didn't burn? Did it stop at the time of the fire?
Is there anything else?
Did someone escape the fire?
What are these markings though?
Blood. This lamp was thrown. This was no accident.
Did you find your code, by the way?
No, but
This was a fight.
I can just call and they will give me a puck, so that's no problem.
Someone fell here. A desperate attempt to flee. And the boy.
So, Detective, what do you make of it?
firmly believe this fire was more than just an accident.
What's your theory?
Someone deliberately set fire to this mansion.
You sure of that?
There's only one way to be sure.
I just ask that you don't disturb anything. If Chief West found out about what we're doing, I'd be in serious trouble.
This door is locked.
Oh god, lightning. Nice. This collection of medical knowledge and health practices in the 18th century actually only covers the so-called civilized countries. It does not deal with the influence of holistic medicines or medicines from continents considered inferior.
These bandages are covered in dried blood. The same bandages that I saw in the warehouse on the docks. And given the bloodstains, I'd also say that it's the same person. The lyrics of the drunken sailor, a sea shanty. This door is blocked from the outside. An original edition of Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, dated 1818.
Was I supposed to see anything with the lightning or something? Because I just looked down as the lightning just arrived. A precise and very detailed treatise on the particularities of the human body compared to the animal world. The simplicity of its writing and the vulgarization of its vocabulary makes it accessible to the profane.
A book on the first inhabitants of the island. It seems they got here around the 14th
Oh god.
century.
This guy just all of a sudden stood next to me.
This place was falling apart long before the fire. This piano is in disrepair.
It's a ratchet.
Oh my god, you scared me.
Good.
You're very loud as well.
My volume's not any louder. I just yelled out.
It is quite loud for me.
Turn me down. I have no control of it.
And you're very, like, robot-y. You cut out a lot.
Oh, I'm normal then.
normal.
Moby Dick, Melville's classic. The epic battle between man.
Actually, in general, everyone sounds louder.
Mandatory reading.
Maybe because of an update or something.
Did I update Discord?
Or just force updates when you restart your computer, doesn't it?
Of course, the Windows is thing runs slower.
So there is hidden clues around here, and I have no idea. I was gonna say no clue as to what are the hidden clues. Oh, here. A crowbar found in Hawkins Manor. Probably belongs to the caretaker.
Could prove useful. This door is blocked from the outside.
Right, what was I doing? Going to Lynn's house for a starter.
Hmm. I'm playing Call of Cthulhu.
I know.
And this lightning from time to time, and every time that there's lightning, I just look down at the floor, but I don't even time it or anything. So I don't know if I missed a couple of scares or not.
Jump scare. Oh no, oh, the floor.
Oh no, floor sounds pretty to me. Dodging them like a pro.
We've come to stab you in the butt. Wait, why is she not looking at us?
Why is she ignoring me? Aww. She's the first human in like 100 years. She's ignoring me.
If this was Japan, you'd be looking at me. Full subtitles underneath saying squid people.
An original edition of Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, dated 1818.
Yes, then just put that on.
Darkwater history. This place was settled back in 1692 by two families that seceded from the European colonies. A book on hunting whales, the island's staple diet last century.
Oh, look, lightning again, and now I looked at the bookshelves.
Ooh, book.
There's something disturbing.
Oh, these as well.
20,000 leagues under the sea.
Oh, look, a book written by H.P. Lovecraft. Wonder what that's about. I'll read that instead of continue on my way.
Just with my head in the book, not even noticing any of the scares, all the monsters going like, "Oh, she's ignoring us."
Just read up to that point where the guy in the book also goes to the book and reads more H.P. Lovecraft.
And then it's gonna be
over and over.
Yeah.
Stop ignoring us.
Greek mythology.
Cthulhu is the one and only savior.
Goddess of the dead, daughter of Tartarus, and mother of Scylla.
Ooh. Did you really read H.P. Lovecraft? I wonder if it's good. I mean, actually, it must be.
Matt has like a whole collection.
Otherwise, whole genres wouldn't be like created on just his.
What could Sarah have done to make this person threaten to?
I got the impression. Well, I just never got the impression. Just it had to be good considering the amount of references and shit everything has to that.
Dear sir, as you know, I have always held you and your family in high respect. Unfortunately, I can no longer continue to close my eyes on the behavior of your wife. Last week, she again terrified my clientele. I know that she means no harm, but you should place her in the care of Dr. Fuller. He alone seems able to make her come to her senses. We'll be obliged to involve the police. Some of these paintings on the walls are kind of creepy, though. And now I didn't look anywhere either. This lightning is so badly timed for me.
Lovecraft influenced Alien, didn't it?
No idea.
Sort of, but not really. I mean, the creature is kind of Lovecraftian.
You mean the alien itself?
Yeah. And basically, the story is, but it's sci-fi, so that makes it.
Oh god, that's the dark room. I hate dark. I'm going the other way.
That's good because the guy you're playing is afraid of the dark.
The key that opens the door to the office. Okay. But I'm also afraid of the dark, so this is not helping.
You have a lot in common with your Carter then. Only is the beard.
What will her room reveal about her?
I don't. I know a few things of the main guy of H.P. Lovecraft.
I have not read any H.P. Lovecraft yet.
Me neither. I just read up on the main MC a while back. Don't know what happens to him. I just know he's afraid of the darkness.
Isn't it like the longer you stay in the dark, the worse your sanity gets or something?
I believe that's more amnesia.
Because this also has a sanity meter.
I haven't looked
That or Eternal Darkness, or...
I think I only remember reading up earlier that it's visions and shit that really affect the sanity as well. Seeing spooky shit will be causing sanity problems.
It's probably the darker it gets, the more weird stuff happens, the more your sanity drops.
So A equals B equals C.
Yep. That's how most things based on Lovecraft work.
If you're good at Pythagoras, you're good at the Call of Cthulhu.
Oh, I don't like dark at all.
Just keep thinking of hypothesis on that shit.
Okay, this helps. Oh god.
A child's fort. From what threat was Simon protecting his world?
I feel Call of Cthulhu isn't the only Lovecraft-inspired video game this year. I feel like it was another one.
No, there are. Well, there's, I think, Nikola Tesla versus Warcraft. Or Lovecraft. That might have been last year.
What's it called? No, there was a game that came out this year based on old gods and such. I mean, it may not be H.P. Lovecraft, but it was old gods. Was it a card called Lustakon or something like that?
Sleeping pills. Strong for an 11-year-old boy. What was wrong with this family?
Oh, how far back do you want me to go?
About what?
Games about Lovecraft this year.
Oh, Lust for Darkness, that's one thing.
Something terrified him.
Okay, so something terrified him. Now it says press these to leave the reconstruction. So if I do that, I come back to the present, as you would call it, and that means that I'm backing out of this room. Goodbye, good night, thank you, bye. Where is that police officer when you want them to be around? Still downstairs.
I mean, technically, one of the Darkest Dungeons things came out this year, which is also not.
What you mean, Darkest Dungeon?
that's based on Lovecraft. Everything in there is based on Lovecraft.
You mean the big mansion and stuff?
Just like the whole tentacle like thing is mostly Love. I mean, basically all the old god stuff in World of Warcraft is based on Lovecraft.
Yeah, but that I kind of figured it out because there was one of the old gods that looked a lot like one of the Lovecraftian things, wasn't it?
The main one.
Like Gahun, Cthulhu, like the names look alike as well.
Yashiraj, the tentacle one, is pretty much Cthulhu.
I wonder if Salt Sanctuary was actually based on. Probably, actually.
Yeah.
I really like that game.
That's basically Lovecraft mixed with what's it called? Dark Souls stuff.
Yeah, I thought you meant like another book.
I couldn't think of Dark Souls.
We all assumed the Hawkins lived on Charles's inheritance.
But you mean the other one?
Salt and Sanctuary is basically 2D Dark Souls based on Lovecraft.
And the whole thing about Bloodborne is also ish based on Lovecraft, isn't it?
Yeah.
I feel like Bloodborne is it has tentacles.
Yep, I was right. Tesla versus Lovecraft was this.
I really hope Bloodborne 2 is announced next year, but I've only been hearing that recently.
I hear a lot of things about like Sony already not being at E3. And a lot of people are saying end of next year, early 2020 is PlayStation 5. So if a number 2 is coming out, it will be for the new console.
Do you think it'll be an initial release?
Very likely, or at least like within half a year.
What you mean, the Bloodborne 2?
Yeah.
If that was released with the PS5, that would sell fuck tons.
Yeah, that's why Sony would definitely pay money for that, to have that as a exclusive.
Like they did for the first one.
I feel like Bloodborne was released a year after the PS4, but I don't think was it the initial year.
But it was an exclusive.
Was later.
They did pay for it to be an exclusive, though.
Yeah, but I think they revealed the teaser trailer with the PS4 announcement. At least the E3, they were both showing that.
I think it's later.
But isn't Frost Software also releasing another game now? Oh, Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. Huh?
Yeah, that's them, I think.
I just unlocked something new for Sanity. When investigating the Hawkins warehouse, Pierce entered a partly submerged tunnel that ran under the docks. There, something took hold of his arm and tried to drag him beneath the surface. Drowning, the detective got glimpses of human and animal bodies, as well as an underground city. He managed to make it back to the surface to discover that rather than tentacles, it was seaweed that had wrapped itself around his arm. Creepy.
I'm just looking into what came out this year from them, and it's like Armored Core soundtrack. Damn it.
Armored Core. I wish From Software is one of their franchises is really looked at.
Hawkins Mansion Gardens. Why is the miraculous sketch seen as something occult? So I'm kind of stuck. I really do not know what to do. Oh, dark. Go back. Thank you. So I found a key, right? Oh, okay, I found where the key opens. And there is a summoning circle. Why is there a summoning circle?
You need to summon someone from the Blood Covenant to fight the next.
Okay, so just use the beckoning bell, right?
Despite what happened, they
Yes.
seem to have loved each other.
You need to give up some sanity.
I think I already lost a lot of sanity though.
This ledger lists all of the paintings Sarah Hawkins.
Yeah, you're gonna have to give it.
It seems the last one was given for free to a Francis Sanders. I wonder why. Sarah Hawkins' agent was getting worried. Seems she wasn't giving any signs of life.
My dear Sarah, ever since you left to bury yourself away in that lost island, your art has been attracting increasing numbers of collectors. I beg you to send me some new paintings. The last ones, so somber and strange, moving as no other paintings have been, are selling at a premium price. Your percentage of these most recent sales is attached. Do not forget your friend who was the first to recognize your genius and display it to the world. Affectionately yours, Maximilian L. Still, what the fuck is this circle?
Was Sarah Hawkins interested in the occult? What was she trying to achieve?
If the creature is not yet anchored in our dimension, an expulsion ritual might work, as long as the person performing it makes sure that he integrates the Elder Sign among the glyphs that make up the ceremonial circle. Be careful though, because the works that describe the creation of such circles are not all proven reliable. Okay. Do I even want to know?
The door is blocked on the other side.
God.
This is just strange though.
Don't trust cultists either.
But I don't think she can do anything anymore because she's buried in the garden.
Never trust a cultist.
Is that you?
No, it's not him. I'm going back to the light. Fuck that. Just a
I just made 270k reselling some stuff. What?
Same here, actually. I mean, take 200k, but granted, I'm selling something for 1 million gil as well.
Is anyone there?
In this game, at least I think you're in a different one.
You mean on Final Fantasy then?
I'm on FF. I don't think he is.
He made gold in WoW.
Okay, I was kind of confused. It's like I made 200 as well. What the fuck's he talking about?
Yeah, I bought some stuff when I got home, and it all just sold, so I made 270k in it.
Damn you. I don't really care how much money I have in FF.
You kind of need it though.
To do what?
I haven't spent any in quite a.
Huh? What? There's a painting of a person that looks exactly like the character that you play. Oh! God! Wait.
Stop!
Slow, slow, slow as ever.
Shit, it's really maybe joyful. Fuck.
I wonder if Just Cause 4 will be any good.
3 was alright. 2 was better than 3. Never played 1. I think 1 was trash.
1 was a nice concept which they perfected in 2. And then I think 3 is just too big and it doesn't have anything. And I'm kind of wondering if 4 is going to be that as well.
Isn't the main selling point literally the fact it got fucking hazards?
Yeah, it's basically just do whatever you want, but if the story doesn't do anything and there's like, yes, I can blow everything up, but there's really no reason to.
I don't think I'll touch that game. I mean, I like the third one, but yeah.
I really liked 2 when it got a multiplayer because that was just dumb.
I think technically 4 is already out.
Who is Jacksepticeye?
Who is he? As in, for real, or are you joking?
No, yeah, who is that? Because they're like, oh, IGN says it's great.
Oh, Jacksepticeye. He's a YouTuber.
Never heard of him.
Yeah, Jacksepticeye, he's kind of loud.
He's one of the biggest channels on YouTube right now. I think he has like 20 million subscribers.
Wasn't he like also someone who worked together with Markiplier to make his whole brand of clothing called, what's it called? Cloak, yeah. Didn't they work together?
Yeah.
I wonder who the man with the glasses is.
The latest thing Markiplier's done is
probably
Going through a Steam queue, it's like garbage upon garbage.
Certain areas have been
No, I do not want to play Farming Simulator.
The Scylla.
I think most
Or
YouTubers nowadays are
Manager.
This panel is movable.
Yeah, that sounds horrible as well.
Cogwheels. They must be linked to an opening mechanism. Probably a secret passage. I must find a way to activate the opening mechanism.
Oh my god.
Someone's drunk.
That was my sister.
I know, that's why I said someone's drunk.
Are you sure?
That was your sister?
That was my sister.
It sounded like your mom.
Yeah.
They sound the same.
That explains a lot.
Healer.
I'm fairly sure your sister didn't sound like your mom on the phone.
Seems like this came from a log.
Have seen either of you played Thronebreaker? The Witcher thing, yeah.
Oh, Gwent.
Solo Gwent.
Played it when it in the game.
No, not really.
Well, people seem very positive about it.
Weird thing about when it comes to card games online. I'd rather play Yu-Gi-Oh! Than any fucking thing else. Purely because I don't care what Gwent was in Witcher 3.
Oh, it was actually really good.
You'd have to teach me then, because I want to play it in The Witcher 3 to get all the achievements.
I think I'm missing one card to get the last achievement.
If you missed a card in the beginning village, good luck. Because you can't get that card back.
Oh, you can. It's not Final Fantasy 9.
No, when the game initially came out, you couldn't, because the village blocked you from buying stuff from the inn, and the inn was what sold it. I remember that because I was one card away from getting the achievement. And
but they fixed it, because a lot of people didn't get that card.
No, I know they fixed it. What I'm saying when it initially came out, I didn't play it.
Okay, so I'm gonna go and see what they want downstairs.
Food. I bet it's food.
Probably. So, BRB.
I'm gonna add this game.